Many Nigerians believe that electronic transmission of results,
Yeah.
in particular because we have invested so much money, billions and billions of naira,
Yeah.
in acquiring this technology.
Exactly.
And if we invested so much money in acquiring this technology, and we know we're not going to use it or we'll use it in the breach, why did we? But the question, sir, is that what exactly is the National Assembly afraid of? Why are they not, you know, bold enough to insist that it must be mandatory electronic transmission, not even transfer, transmission of election at collation centers to the IRF? Why? What are they afraid of? Alaji, what exactly are the members of the National Assembly afraid of that they would risk going against the wishes of the generality of Nigerians?
They are afraid of their own shadows,
How do you mean, sir?
that they have performed woefully.
Woefully, you mean?
Yes, yes, they performed woefully as far as meeting the yearnings of Nigerians is concerned. You know, which area are you going to say that this government has performed to the expectations of Nigerians? Is it in the area of welfare or in the area of safety? I'm talking about security.
Security.
So in both, the government has failed. So now the only way to continue is to ensure that you create, these loopholes so that they can exploit it and rig elections and then declare themselves winners. But they've been very, very myopic. Maybe they have not seen or they have forgotten what is happening around us, other countries. That today's technology and all people you call Gen Zs and all this and what have you, they will take no for an answer. Because if they can see that this is a fraud and in something that they know will touch and affect them their entire life, because that's what it means, so they will fight. And don't forget that the international community is very, very much interested in Nigeria, unlike before, more than ever before. Americans, Britons, other international communities, their eyes are on Nigeria more than before. And one thing they normally use to influence or take the country the way they want is elections. Once you do not have credible elections, that's what Trump used, to take out the Venezuelan president, and they've used it in other countries too. They say that, well, yeah, you are an illegal, president. You are not supposed to be there because the people didn't vote for you
To begin with.
So I don't know why they didn't, they forgot about all these things and think that Nigerians are people that they can just take, do whatever they like and get away. So my message to them or Mr. President is that it's not too late, because he has a chance to write his name in gold and reject what they have been sent to him, because it does not reflect the wishes of the people. And he swore that he was going to protect the interests of Nigerians, and by Quran, that he's going to protect the constitution and the interest of this country. But this one is not the wishes of Nigerians. It's not, and it doesn't stop him from winning. Even if they are allowed, except that they are afraid of their own shadows. Like I said, they can see the records. They can see that the frustration, in Nigerians, and therefore the only way to now force their way in is to give Nigerians an election that has no credibility at all, that anybody can do whatever you like. So some of us are worried because we're interested in building this democracy. And I'm always surprised that I don't know who is advising Mr. President. Really, I'm not sure they're his friends. No, they're not his friends. Because I don't know, some few months ago, I was telling somebody that I'm definitely sure that there'll be reversal in some of the policies that Bola Tinubu has introduced, as we inch towards the elections. Because if the people you are working for are not happy, and they have told you in so many ways, there have been demonstrations against the programs. You open these social media platforms, you will see it, that people are not happy. So why should you insist on doing something that people do not want? and you want the same people to now come and say continue. How would they continue? How would they ask you to continue? You know, for them to live in misery, not enjoy, not be able to enjoy what God has given to them. So the point I'm making is that Mr. President is making a very, very, very big mistake to allow National Assembly to pass to him this bill and for him to now sign it into law. Because there's nothing, there's no explanation other than the fact that you want to give us an election that is not fit, for purpose.
What can the opposition do? What can Nigerians do to salvage whatever is left of this process? Very, very important process.
No, I think what can be done has been done. Nigerians have spoken very loud. They didn't mince word when they said they want transmission of results real time, isn't it? So what else do you want them to do? The National Assembly themselves, they went round, for the public hearing, and they didn't say that we have this minority people that say that they want the same manual collation that we had before, or they want a situation where the transmission of results will not be in the law. Everybody says we want automatic transmission of results in real time. So and then you now come and say, oh, when there's what do you call it, network failure? Which network failure lasts forever? Is that enough to, like you said earlier, to now make nonsense of all the trillions that we have spent, in acquiring those equipment, training people, and then also putting democracy itself in danger? Is it worth it? I mean, are you saying Nigerians will not want to wait for another 6 hours or so when whatever network that is out will be back? If you take even 1 hour, because when you have, and why can't you have a redundancy in your communication network? You can have a redundancy. You don't have to rely only on one network. You have 2 networks or even 3. If this fails, immediately this one wakes up. So you have what we call hot and cold. So who says we cannot do that? Areas that you think there's failure, you can acquire, and they are available. Satellite is there, Starlink is there, whichever link you want to use is there. Which is the network failure we're talking about that today? Solution has not been provided for.
Interesting. Now that the lawmakers apparently would seem to have killed the hopes of Nigerians for transparent elections, what should Nigerians do? I know I asked you about opposition. Yeah. What should Nigerians themselves now do? What is left for Nigerians now?
What is left for Nigerians is to protect their votes
on the day of election.
On the day of elections, and that's why I said this administration, they are putting the lives of the INEC staff in danger. And I said it at our interactive session with INEC, the last one we had. I said, if they do not make this thing to be automatic like Nigerians want, they are putting the lives of your staff, INEC staff, in danger, because Nigerians will not stop at anything if they see that their votes is about to be manipulated by anybody doing collation, saying, oh, okay, I have to carry the votes from here to another place where they're going to add them together or take it from. Nobody will buy that. They won't buy that. So Nigerians, the only thing that is left is for them to protect their votes. And it's their right, enshrined in the Constitution. You can change your policies. Who says you cannot change your policies? Those are they God-given, or are they in the Constitution of this country that if you as the president, once you produce something, you cannot reverse it, or you can't take a look at it and make it human?
And they're not in the Quran or in the Bible.
In the Bible. So why tie yourself to something that, and for God's sake, who are you doing it for? It's not for the same Nigerians. If they say they don't like it, or if they are not feeling, what are governments for? You can create some other things that will make Nigerians feel, better. That this government has us at heart. But if you insist on something that you think they like, and they say they don't like it, so is it after you have been voted out of power that you realize that, oh, I shouldn't have done this?
there's a general consensus. You may not like this question, but it's my job to ask you.
Go ahead.
Many Nigerians believe that opposition is dead. That you guys only show up every 4 years and call yourself presidential candidates. And then, in fact, some very extreme views say you guys are just doing business with any ruling party in government, and that you're not really serious politicians, and you're not really working for Nigerians. Because they believe strongly, and I'm even inclined to think so, that you ought to have sensitized Nigerians months, if not 2 years, before now, that, see, to avert a repeat of 2023, the Dino situation and all of that, and I'm still coming back to it, we need to insist now on the National Assembly, because look at it now, we have barely 11 months before that election. Sir, have opposition failed? Have you guys failed Nigerians in this, in sustaining democratic culture, in ensuring clean elections? Did you fail Nigerians?
I think it's a system that failed Nigerians.
Not oppositions.
No. Believe me, it's a system that failed Nigerians. A system whereby you have a key participant in an election. You allow the person to select the umpire of that election from the number one, that's the chairman, to national commissioners, to the state people, to the police, who is the number one security agency in the election, the leading agency in the election, to be appointed, the leaders, to be appointed by the same person who is also contesting elections. So what are you telling me? Which opposition? It's like you having a match, and the referee is wearing the jersey of one of the
teams.
Yes, the entire team. So where is the fairness? How can the other person win? Where is it? All the agencies that will help you, as opposition, they are all in the hands of one human being, one person who is also a participant. So how do you grow? What is the room? Where is the room for opposition to do anything? So the issue, but if on this particular case you are talking about, Nigeria didn't mean word. National Assembly went round. If it was the case where Nigerians were saying, "Oh, we want manual," opposition would have come out very strongly to say, "No, don't go that way," because of the danger. But everybody says we don't want this. This is what we want. So if there's anything now, I think it is National Assembly that the people should ask questions, not the opposition. They are the opposition, and they are the ones that are against the people, and they are the ones that, like, we all know the problem of this country. The problem in the sense that they make laws which they know is anti-people. For instance, like this one, they know it's anti-people. They know people don't like it, but they are even worse than the military in terms of their behavior. So the fact of the matter is that some of us are very, very, very sad about this situation, that they are giving democracy a bad name. And I believe very strongly that we are going to overcome, because Nigeria is bigger than all of us. And this democracy that they are toying with, that they want to kill, will outlive them. I'm certain about that.
I'm glad you touched on something very fundamental just now, saying a contestant, an incumbent president, has such enormous powers.
Yes.
He appoints the referee,
yes,
using layman's,
yes,
the administrator, the
yes,
supervisor,
yes,
of the electoral contest, the security agents,
yes,
the judges that will become an arbiter.
Exactly.
He appoints them.
Yes.
They're already beholden to him.
Yes.
I go back to the question, why didn't you guys insist that some of these things be checked? Because the National Assembly can make laws to correct them. They can amend the constitution. That is one. You also refer to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a Democrat. So the second question, has he weakened or strengthened democracy? Because if he's a Democrat, he would have done everything since he got into power to strengthen democratic culture. What's your take on this? Has it strengthened or weakened democracy since he got into office? And why didn't you prevail on the National Assembly to take away some of these overbearing powers that incumbent presidents such as Buhari and Tinubu use?
But which National Assembly? Like we said, we have already told you that he handpicked the principal officers of the National Assembly, and they have the majority in the National Assembly. So he's as good as an emperor, really. In fact, he's an emperor. You know, there's nothing he wants which he cannot get through the National Assembly, so-called National Assembly. You know, so the problem we are facing is the problem of, you know, the irony of the democracy itself. When you have democracy in an environment that is weak by way of asserting themselves, because democracy presupposes that you can make your own decision independent of any influence at all. But that is not the case we have here. So the issue, that's why I said, the issue is that Nigerians, you know, should ask the question. You know, so it's a very sad situation that we have on our hands, and it's a do or die affair that National Assembly has put the entire democratic process, especially the election process, you know, and then they have succeeded in exposing the lives of the officers of INEC, because, like I said, these Nigeria, these Gen Zs that we talk about, the young people, the youth, will not accept no for an answer when they can see clearly that this is fraud that you want to foist on them. They won't take it. And what is it that APC-led government is saying? You know, is that, well, you know, we have the military, we have the police. If we'll kill Nigerians. That's all, because we'll use force, we intimidate them, which is what they have been doing. You know, even during Buhari's time, that's what they do. They intimidate people using military, using police, using what, you know, all sort of things. So the sad aspect of it is that, like we're hearing now, that the president has already signed, you know, the bill into law, which is unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate because you ask the question: how much has this president, you know, strengthened democracy? You know, or how much has he weakened democracy? I think that's the question you're going to ask.
Weakened or strengthened? Which one is it?
No, I think the question should be how much has he weakened democracy? Because the process of election determines how strong your election is, your democracy is. The democracy is. Because accountability is very important. And when people cannot see accountability in the elections or credibility in the elections, they lose interest in that election. Trust deficit increases, and apathy increases also on the voters. So this is one sad day as far as democracy is concerned, you know, that we have witnessed today.
Many Nigerians likewise believe that these presidents, his administration, they've gone overboard. They've run amok, as it were, using emergency powers. That is such a delicate issue. They use it now, like as in the case of Rivers State, when the president removed the governor, suspended him for 6 months, and also using state institutions, which you touched on, such as the EFCC, ICPC, you know, to become, you know, to loom over governors, threaten them, in some cases make them to, you know, they come to the ruling party.
Exactly.
Do you agree? What's your take on this?
No, my take is that we've lost, you know, the essence, you know, of democracy itself. Democracy says government of the people, by the people, for the people, isn't it? But this is a democracy that the one that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, you know, brought about, you know, to rule over Nigerians, is democracy that is not in tandem with the expectation of the constitution of this country. You know, so most of the things that Mr. President does is unconstitutional. You know, like removal of the governor. You know, and then the use of EFCC and ICPC and what have you. You know, to harass, you know, opposition. That's unconstitutional. That's not in the constitution. The constitution frowns, against such things. But it's been done. And where is National Assembly that will impeach the president that you are violating the constitution? They themselves, they are a violation of the constitution, because the constitution did not say the president should handpick the principal officers of the National Assembly, and then the constitution, and then so many things are wrong. Really, so many things are wrong. And I just pray and hope that we'll have the opportunity of correcting before we lose this democracy, correcting all these things.
What is the action? What's the reaction now? What do we expect? What do Nigerians expect from you opposition leaders? And what kind of leader does this make, Mr. President, that there's a groundswell of opposition against this bill, yet it was passed, in a very, untidy manner by the National Assembly, hurriedly sent to you, and you quickly sent that to you. What kind of leader does it make it?
Desperate. It's a desperado. It's a desperate leader. Just want to be there forever, if allowed. So this president, don't be surprised if after second term he's not asked, will not, ask the National Assembly to extend his stay for third term. They have the majority. I said, well, so what is this? What does it tell you? What does this tell you? If the president does not have enough love for the people of this country, and to behave like Democrats, which he is, and ensure the whole world that he is for the country and for democracy, by ensuring that the process, the most important element of democracy is elections, and the most important factor that builds democracy is credibility of the process itself. That's the results that you get. But if you get tinted results, which you have seen it, we know. It's not that somebody is imagining it, or somebody saying that, oh, this is what we know what can happen and what will happen. So this is the saddest day in the life of this country as far as democracy is concerned. It's very sad, very, very sad. How can we descend so low by allowing a process that defines democracy, to be so weakened in a way that anything can happen? Where we land now is anyway, we're like in a roller coaster, where we land is anyone's guess as far as this situation is concerned.
So with this situation now,
Yes.
what is now, because it's real now, this bill has become law.
Yes.
And that is what is going to, supervise,
Yes.
2027 elections. So will the 2027 general elections,
Yes.
would it be competitive in your view? Would every contestant at presidential level, governorship level, senatorial, will they be going into those elections on a free, fair, and credible, play field? What do you think?
Well, you see, for political parties, it's our duty to participate in elections.
You cannot boycott.
No, we can't boycott. You can choose not to, but it's not good for you as a Democrat, as a participant in the building of democracy, because you have to deepen the roots and farm it, of democracy. But with this kind of situation that we have, definitely, is a psychological defeat. It has sent, a kind of message that dampens people's spirits, in the elections itself, because already that one, people you are contesting against, they have the money, isn't it? They have the officials of who supervises the elections. They are the ones that are appointed them. They're answerable to them. You as a opposition, if you go to them, it's if they like, they listen to you. Don't like, they don't listen to you. They have the judiciary, because they appointed the judiciary too. So, and then to worsen the matter, they now have they so weaken the system itself, the system of election, meaning that the system of getting credible results from the elections, credible results from the election has been so bastardized. It has been made not anything that anybody can really rely upon, because what do? You know, if they say you have not won, where do you go? How do you get the evidence that you can present? This evidence you are going to present is going to come from him, from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, appointees. They are the one who will give you the evidence to go and present. Who are you presenting this evidence to? To Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointees, the judges. They are the one you are going to present your evidence to. So, and then in the event you don't agree, what do? Your people cannot even complain, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the police. He appointed them. So tell me, how one cannot be dampened, psychologically, and then almost defeated psychologically. But history has told us that you cannot deceive all the people all the time. It's not possible.